India finally quit its co-development of FGFA fifth-generation stealth fighter program with Russia. The Indian Air Force has reportedly withdrawn from one of the most ambitious and controversial joint Indo-Russian defense programs to date, the co-development and production of the Sukhoi, Su-57, also known in India as the Perspective Multi-Role Fighter, FGFA. Though hardly surprising, with years of reports that the Indian government has become increasingly disappointed in the project's progress and the aircraft's capabilities, the decision could have significance for both countries. Neither the Indian nor Russian governments have not so far publicly confirmed New Delhi's decision to shelve one of the most high-profile joint Indo-Russian defense projects. However, the decision, if confirmed, is unsurprising and has been a long time coming. For the past 2 years, the Indian Air Force has repeatedly stated its desire to withdraw from the program, citing disagreements over cost-sharing plans, technology transfers, and the aircraft's technological capabilities. Delays were caused by New Delhi and Moscow disagreeing over many fundamental aspects of the joint development project, including work and cost share, aircraft technology, as well as the number of aircraft to be ordered. After evaluating the first Pak-F-50, Su-57, prototype, the Indian Air Force wanted more than 40 changes addressing, among other things, perceived weaknesses in the plane's engine, stealth, and weapon-carrying capabilities. One of the Indian Air Force principal concerns included Russia's failure to develop a next-generation engine for the Su-57 to date. Current prototypes of the aircraft are fitted with a derivative of the Russian-made Saturn AL-41F1S engine, dubbed AL-41F1, an older aircraft engine also installed on the Sukhoi Su-30 flanker. Another point of contention has been the Indian Air Force insistence on obtaining the capability to upgrade the new fighter jet without Russian support in the future. This would have required Russia to share so-called source codes, sensitive computer codes used to control the aircraft's various systems, the key to an aircraft's electronic brains, with India. China, one of India's most likely regional opponents, has surged ahead in developing fifth-generation aircraft. The Chinese J-20 stealth fighter is now operational, and they are in the process of developing a medium-weight stealth combat jet, as well as a host of stealthy unmanned aircraft, all of which might eventually work together in the future as a manned-unmanned team for China. India still has a clear requirement for a fifth-generation fighter, and it's not clear what other options it might have in achieving that goal. It has its own separate Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft Program, AMCA, but is a long-term effort that in the future. The only other course of action that would offer a true fifth-generation capability would be to join the F-35 program, which increasingly appears to be the end goal for many in both the US military and India's defense establishment. However, if Indian officials were disappointed with the Russian control of the Su-57's flight computer, they'd almost certainly have difficulty in extracting any better concessions from defense giant Lockheed Martin. India could decide to accept some level of enhanced domestic cooperation, such as component construction, final assembly, or depot-level maintenance. Lockheed Martin would be unlikely to offer to establish anything approaching a full local production line for the jets, even if the US government were to approve the export of highly sensitive manufacturing knowledge, which is itself extremely unlikely. For the Russians, the loss of India as a partner could be even more problematic. Without additional funds from the Indian government to help keep the Su-57 program going, the Kremlin might have to scale back its plans for the jet even further. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.